It's time for all the hits, highlights, and heroes. It's time for Friday Night Blitz.
Yeah, it was one of those nights where you're out and going, you know, maybe drinking the hot chocolate or a little coffee. For all the parents and the fans who attended prep football games tonight, I applaud you because it was frigid out there. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Friday Night Blitz. I'm your host, Rob Namnoom. Now, maybe the hottest team heading into the Class 5A playoffs is Fountain Fort Carson. The Trojans, they dropped their first two games of the season and then proceeded to rattle off 7 straight wins. The Trojans, they hosted Thunder Ridge tonight. For more on the Trojans' first-round playoff matchup, we welcome in Nick Rothschild, standing live in the Blitzplex. Good evening, Nick.
Rob, you weren't kidding about the cold. I'm actually still wearing my long johns over here.
Same here, brother.
Staying warm, got these lights on me. I'm starting to thaw out. But you were right. Hey, the Trojans on an absolute tear, facing a Thunder Ridge team that, hey, James, that at 4-5, struggling to find their identity. But the Grizzlies were also 3-1 away from home, so toss out those records. But could Fountain buck that away trend? Early on, the answer was no. Grizzlies take the first possession down to the goal line, and Zeke Johnson punches it home. Trojans in an early 7-0 hole. Later in the frame, the offense got a rollin'. Stock Chanel throws one way up into the night sky, and Enrique Torres comes down with it in the back of the end zone. We got ourselves a ball game, folks. Of course, Troy's loving it, but another long drive by Thunder Ridge ends with this 1-yard dive by Josh Duckworth. Whack. Grizzlies back up 14-7. Could the Trojans answer deep in their own territory? Chanel back to pass, just nothing doing there. James Duckworth with the credit for the sack there. And really nothing going right for the Trojans. Vic Levine's pass tipped into the midst of Quincy Ulrich, his own receiver. Grizzlies would rumble to a 35-14 victory, abruptly and somewhat prematurely ending a great season in Fountain. To Mesa Ridge we go, hosting Montrose Indians, already up 28-7 in the third, and these Western Slope boys just kept rolling. Trap handoff goes to the up back Dalton Wright, and he would not be denied. Wright finds pay dirt from 15 yards out, and remember that name. Here come the Grizzlies, though. Play action rollout from Nick Bratton. Rolling to his right, finds Jawan Jones, converting the first down there. Then, very next play, Dante Johnson takes the handoff and makes a fantastic move to find the edge, and he go! Johnson runs off into the night sky, cutting the lead to 3 scores. Now, Mesa would recover an onside kick and are in Montrose territory. Could the Grizzlies mount a huge comeback? Bratton again rolling, trying to make something happen, but he forces the ball into coverage, and look who comes up with it. That's Dalton Wright. Told you to remember. Pretty much seals it for the Indians. They win this one 35-13 rather. So 2 pretty similar scores there, and just got to give a shout out to the boys from Fountain. Really looked good early on in the season. 7 straight wins coming into tonight, but they ran into a team that really looks like they found something here heading into the postseason in Thunder Ridge. So we'll have to keep an eye on them. But again, great season to the Fountain Fort Carson Trojans.
All right, thanks, Nick. Yeah, Mitch Johnson's club really had a fine season, nothing to hang their head about. We move on to Class 4A now, where not only the Foothills League title is at stake tonight between Falcon and Vista Ridge, but the District 49 Gold Ball Trophy as well. The Falcons and Wolves both undefeated in league play. A win tonight would earn one D49 school a spot in the 4A playoffs. We begin with Elway Tubbs and the Wolves trying to protect home turf, and Falcon came out swinging. First play on offense, loved the call. Ty Murphy loads up, goes down the field, and just like that, the Falcons up 8-0. And their fans, they were fired up at Vista Ridge. Now Tubbs under pressure. Chandler Siggers smokes him out and drops Tubbs for a loss. But then Tubbs, he'd get it going. Looks off a receiver, the pump fake, finds Marquez Trunnell over the middle. And then it's Tubbs again. This time he finds a wide open Josh Kopic. That would make it an 8-6 game in favor of Falcon. The Wolves hollowing now. Big number 55. Jalen Sammy sandwiches Murphy. Murphy would leave the game tonight with an injury. We don't know the extent of it. Tubbs gonna fire over the middle. The Trunnell again, big chunk of change there. And then it would lead to Tubbs, the swing pass to Donjay Smelker. He's the Wes Welker of Vista Ridge. Touchdown in the fourth quarter. Vista Ridge leads this contest 43-30. Wide field and Sand Creek from the Scorpion Pit. Damon Murdoch, oh boy, picked off by Nathan Daniel, and he comes up with the interception. Then later in the second quarter, Tyron Davis going to get chased down by Frankie Stowers. Kid is smart. You know why? He wears the number 13, the lucky number 13. Scorpions' next drive, Murdoch to Nathan Mooney, who is going to stretch for a first down. Sand Creek, they're going to go to the ground. Daquan Laurie, the mini pot roast. Love this kid. Snuffs out the run. Wide field. They win their first game of the year and the last week of the season as they win 36-33. Air Academy and Liberty. Second half action. Cale Powers hooks up with Nate Renfrew. Nice chunk of change there for the Cadets, but the Lancers wouldn't allow much more. Power scrambling. Elijah Maldonado going to eventually get to him and drop him down and puffs out his chest. Then the Cadets forced to punt. Anthony Castellano going to pull it down. He takes off. Keep your eye on the right side of your screen. Tanner Woodard. Oh, wow. That's one of those woo hits. And the final of this contest was Liberty 35, Air Academy 32. The Pueblo East Eagles, they were looking to cap off a near-perfect regular season and tweak a few things before the playoffs begin next week as they went up against Sierra tonight. For more on Pueblo East and Sierra, we welcome in Josh Williamson, who's live in the Blitzplex. Josh, you got to go down to Pueblo, and it was a smidget warmer down there,
hey,
wasn't it?
A little bit was pretty windy, but I'll tell you what, Rob, I did go the speed limit, so that's good.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
Pueblo leaving in and out of traffic.
No. Straight 55, 65, whatever it is. Pueblo East has been running on all cylinders so far this year. Looking for a repeat this season, and they are on pace with a great defense and a quarterback that can get it done on the ground and through the air. Hint, you might see some of him in these highlights. So let's take you to the campus of CSU Pueblo for the Stallions and the Eagles. Pueblo East took their first possession right down the field as Bryson Torres right up the gut for a big play and a big East first down. But remember that quarterback I alluded to? Daniel Martin is his name. Here he does it on the ground. Nearly 50 yards for the score and a Pueblo East 7-0 lead. After a Stallions 3-and-out, Martin, this time on the punt return. Yeah, he can also do it on special teams, folks. Takes this one all the way to the house. Who has him in fantasy? Racking up the points tonight. 2 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes of this contest. Pueblo East rolls to the easy 62-8 win. A win against Battle Mountain and a little help in Pueblo County would earn a playoff spot. The Hornets were well on their way. Zach Atkins hangs on long enough for the sack. The Hornets were up 35-0 at the end of the first quarter. Elijah Martinez makes a few guys miss and takes it inside Husky territory. The Hornets still on the move. They were on the move all game. J.J. Muniz is going to take the pitch and down the sideline for a big-time gain. And then the Hornets with another sting. Elijah Martinez is going to make it 43-0 as he goes up the middle. They would tack on an extra 2. Pueblo County wins this one big by the final score of 50-0. So as you mentioned, Rob, yeah, a little bit windy in Pueblo. It definitely was cold at CSU Pueblo. But yeah, we've got the playoffs starting next for high school football, so it should be exciting.
All right, Josh, we look forward to your 7-day forecast as well, my friend. Hey, how about Pueblo East, though, and Pueblo County? Both schools putting up a lot of points tonight. They have high-powered offense, and it looks like the Eagles, Josh, set to make a nice run at defending their title, the 3A state champions from last year. Plus, Pueblo County, it almost looks like they have earned a spot in the Class 3A playoffs with a victory tonight. Lewis Palmer, we're going to show you what they did tonight. They needed to win to keep pace. Coming up next on the Friday Night Blitz, we will let you know who took home the Southern League title between Pueblo Centennial and Pueblo South. Stay with us.